Hello everybody, welcome to SCUM Bunkers. It's almost now a month in in this new year, and I want to share with you the information for the work in progress update which came out on the 8th of February, and want to talk about the content and my thoughts about these, and let's see what the SCUM devs are working on. So the first thing what they announced in the work in progress update is two new weapons. They also shared some animation pictures of a single loading two bullet containing shotgun, as also another weapon which is not official released, but quite interesting to see which new guns will come to the game, and they announced it for the next update. And the next thing they announced, or what they are working on, are different car models. So I think, and basically they are using the same car physics. So for example, if there's a tractor or some a truck or stuff, it will have the same car physics than the old car, but just a different looking model. Another one than the police car or the other cars which are already inside the game. Interesting to see that they also announced improvised vehicle handling, the improved damage system, which basically means that you will be able soon to repair your car, that you can also damage your car and you can repair it. You can lock open vehicles and lockpick them, and what is for me the most interesting point is the refill fuel system, which basically means that either you have the chance to find in the world loot some gas containers, or that at least the gas stations will have a function in the future that you can get some gas out of the gas stations. So this is a very interesting point. Here my point is that I'm looking into the refuel fuel system and in the repair of the car, and let's see how things will get more hardcore, hopefully get more hardcore for this survival game. Then the next point are new assets for a large urban area. So the devs in the first text announced that they want to change the basic villages they have now in the game and want to add more urban areas. So they shared two screenshots with two bigger buildings, but as you see, I have not seen any skyscraper and have no idea how big the buildings will be in the end, but we will figure out. And I'm really looking into this because I think we have a very small amount of variation in assets and towns, and if we have more unique places, the game experience for everybody will be for sure better. Our next point they are working on is a mine. Where you can see here the surface part, I think in their modeling program, with some pictures out from the downside. I have no idea how this thing will look in the inner side, what you can find, if it's a dangerous place, if you have mechs or puppets in, but as soon as these content will get out, I will jump into and give you information about the mine, where it is, and what's the special thing about this, like I did in the past to the fishing village or the lumber yard. The next asset they are working on for a unique place is a quarry. If I look back and if I see it right on the back side of the map, I can assume, I think, where this will be located on the map. I think it's about B3 or B2. I'm not sure, but I think I know this place. As you can see, it doesn't really look big. I think it has 2 or 2.5 main buildings where you can walk around a bit. And maybe you can collect some stones. The dev mentioned that if you are not skilled enough to find stones on the ground, because finding stones is easy, I have no idea about the future beneficial point for this quarry and what this is about, but at least we got the information. A very interesting point I also look into is some traps for small animals. I know that we have boars, bears, and some deers, and I have seen rabbits and chicken, but I'm not sure if there will be a benefit for small traps, because these things of the animals tempted to be very random and spawn next to you. So in some games, when you place down a trap, you have maybe a time trigger for 4 or 5 minutes or 15 minutes, and then the trap gets automatically filled, so that you don't see an animal who walk inside the trap. If I want to do it more realistic, so that there is a bigger variety of animals, it will be a great deal, because this means, on the other hand, that they have to improve the current animal situation for giving you the opportunity to hunt these things. Yeah, some other melee or mid-range or short-range weapons, new recurve bows, crossbows. Looks pretty fancy, but I'm not sure how soon we will see this, because as you may know, the SCUM devs have many people who can work on modeling, but they are lacking on programming. And let's see if they could or had the chance to speed up to get things done or sorted out with the programming, so that we can have a bigger amount of content coming to the game. And I'm looking into it. Also, they announced that they started to work on fractions and missions for the SCUM game. If I look at these models, it looks more like a Fallout scenario. So I would have assumed that there would be some sort of police officers or stuff, what you basically will find inside some sort of prison survival game. This looks a bit more post-apocalyptic to me, but these are just concept arts. But I think it's a good point that they started at least for working on fractions and missions, because what we need in the game is for sure something more to do. Some inventory rework, cooking rework, which means also, which are the next points, is that they will improve the disease system. What is not in here, what is completely missing, I mean, the next milestone on the dev roadmap was females. There's no information, because females should have been now the next step on their way to do. And there's no information about the females. I mean, basically, I by myself, I prefer more fractions and missions and things to do or things to explore than creating a female character. But maybe they sorted out, or they figured out that there must be something, some more things to do in the game for the people to supporting it. It's a pretty nice work in progress update, which gives us an idea that there is a bigger variety for things they are working on. But for the real hard punching thing to say, hey, within the next month or two, we give you 6 unique places and these are the things. I mean, a mine, which is for me very interesting, a quarry, some things about the animal traps, as also some new assets, so the cities will change or some areas will change. Looks pretty interesting. I hope I could give you an idea for the thoughts I have on this update, and I really hope that within the next months they will turn the things into the right direction, so that we have at least something to do in the game. If you also want to check, you can check my other videos on the channel where I talked about survival game mechanics and things, what the game leads to. But at least some news from me to say hello to you guys, and to all the subscribers of the channel. Thank you for watching. I will look into it, check for the next update. Have a nice evening. Your Archangel out.